Good evening from Ghana, good morning from Asia and other parts of the world, and good afternoon from North America. Welcome to another episode of Music Time with Varrick. And before we go into it, let me first offer my apology for not being able to come your way on Monday. It was for your good because we were in Easter and you were going to have fun with the family, so I had to let you have fun, which I know you did. So I'm sorry, but it won't happen. Today is another episode of Music Time with Varrick. It's going to be interesting. We are going for this short break and then we begin with a discussion. Don't forget to like, share, follow, call your friends to be part of it. Welcome back from the break. Today's first discussion is about professional women in music. The question is that, does music favor women? Do we have women in music? Do we have women taking up professional roles as musicians, organists, conductors, songwriters, and other things you can think about music? Are there disadvantages of being a professional musician as a woman? Are there disadvantages? Are there advantages? And for my guest, we have a very special person here, someone I've admired even when I was a little boy. She has been in music for so many years. Once I mention her name, you know who she is. So let me talk about her a bit. She's been practicing for so long. She's a pianist, organist, conductor, and everything you can talk about. As I said, she's been practicing music. I remember the first time I saw her, I was actually about 10 years old, and she was, I think, about the same age. And she played on the organ at the church. I said, wow, not even a man, a young girl of about 8, 9, 10 years, playing the organ. So she's a veteran in music. She has been a child prodigy all her life, and now she's a big woman teaching in Winneba and doing other stuff. She's currently the music director of the Dansoman Circuit of the Methodist Church, the principal organist of the Mount Olivet Methodist Church in Dansoman. She is the band leader of your favorite lipstick band, and she's into other things. I welcome to this show Mrs. Sita Colley Afriye. For this sister, you had to go to church on Thursday, Friday,
and then Sunday.
And
yes.
There was a program at your church on Saturday.
Wow.
And so I am sure you were even there.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to that program because I also had to be with the band for another program. So then I couldn't make it for the Saturday's event. But then on Sunday, I was there.
So as I said, she's also a family woman. She is married to Mr. Friye, and but she still wants to keep her Colley. Everybody knows her as Sita Colley. So yes, Sita Colley Friye is here with us. And as I said, she's a very busy woman. Lipstick Band, as you know, it's a very professional band of all female. I mean, we'll play their music, and if you don't know them, go and look for them on social media, I think YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. So I will not bore you with a lot of things. You can find out a lot about Miss Sita, and you'll be impressed. Now let's begin. Miss Sita, I always ask this question, and people also ask me, why don't we have a lot of women in professional music practice? Be it conductor, organist, there are some, they are very, prominent ones, but we don't have a lot of them. Organists, conductors, especially songwriters, and what have you.
Yeah.
What is the issue, or what makes it so? From your own perspective, you are a woman, so you can tell us more.
Okay, thank you so much for bringing me onto this program. It's a pleasure and a great honor to be part of your show today. Okay, to your question, I think this issue has been there since ages, and it's now that the world is evolving where we now have women getting into music. Even though they are, or they used to be, they weren't practicing it as a profession. They were hiding in their homes, doing small teaching and playing it to entertain themselves and the family. So it has been a thing for men from time immemorial to now. And we all know that our society is well dominated by men. So it's now that the women are also coming out. There are a lot of women, though, who play instruments and also compose. But the thing is that they find it difficult bringing themselves into the limelight because they are afraid of being taken advantage of. In the sense that when they want to progress, because it's a man's world, you have to go through a man to get to where you want to get to. And the man will also, if you are not fortunate, most of the times the men want to take advantage of the women. Oh, I want you to do this for me before I can put you on this platform. And so a lot of the women, shy away and keep to themselves.
This is a very serious, serious thing to hear. The men want to take advantage of the women who even want to practice their arts. Yes. Can you share more light into that? I don't know how your life or your practice has been, but with what you do, I know you are an excellent musician, and I know no one has taken advantage of it. I believe that. But do you have any stories to share?
No, for me, I would say that by the grace of God, I haven't had that experience where I would have to go out there and say that, oh, I want to be on this platform, and they say, oh, give me this or do this before. Maybe because I don't know, maybe I would say it's just the grace of God, that has pushed me to where I am today.
That's right.
But maybe, there are other ladies in the music industry, which I know and I have heard also, they had wanted to become stars or they had wanted to come into the music scene. But, one way or the other, they couldn't get there because people wanted certain things from them, like, sexual preferences and all, those kind of things.
Wow.
Or someone will say, oh, pay me this amount of money. Someone say, okay, before I manage you, I can manage you, but before I manage you, we'll have to do something before. They are expecting to get something before they manage the talent, So that has been a great problem, especially when it comes to the world where, the secular, what they call the secular music. But when it comes to the religious music, even though there are women, but they are few. I don't know why, because I expect that at least with the religious part, there's no hindrance.
Yeah.
There's no much of hindrance there, like when it comes to the other aspect of music. So I'm expecting that there will be a lot of women, conductors, composers, organists, pianists, and stuff like that. But I think that's not the case. But I believe that with time, we would, get to a point where we'll find a lot of women in the, should I call it the choral aspect of music, as people would say, or the classical art music world. Yeah.
So is it a case of some parents protecting their children from harm because they have heard stories like this, or people actually decide that because of what we have heard, we don't want to go into it?
I would say that parenting also plays a role, because I've had some people tell me that, oh, my father doesn't want me to learn music, because even apart from the fact that perhaps they'll be taken advantage of, they feel that, oh, music is for a certain kind of people, like uneducated people. Music is associated with vagabonds. Music is not economic. It doesn't bring home money, so they don't encourage their children into music. And so, as then, the question of being a lady going into music, the father would be like, or the parent would be like, oh, what are you going to do with music? Is that one also a profession? Is that something you should venture? When, everybody is aspiring to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, what are you looking for as a musician?
Yeah.
So, yes, I think that parental influence also plays a role in that aspect.
So the economic value of music also informs what parents should
want
feel
their children to
want
do.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
So do you think they are right or wrong? I don't think they are entirely wrong when they have to think about their children and their future.
Oh, definitely.
Because if they are thinking that the men in music, even the men who are stronger, are not finding their feet economically.
Yes.
Why would a parent allow their ward to go
venture
into professional?
Yes.
I think, there are a lot of people who are playing under G. They are just practicing those things. They play for fun. But those who make a living out of it, who want to do professional things like you are doing,
yes,
are few. And some of these problems, I guess, is an issue.
Yes, right, folks, rightly said. It's a problem. But then I always say that it boils down to branding. There are tailors and there are fashion designers.
That's right.
There are those who are charging 100 CDs, 150, 80 CDs, and there are those who are charging 5,000 to 10,000 for a dress.
That's right.
So it depends on every individual and how you brand yourself, I would say, how you carry yourself. I always tell my students that it is the way you would project yourself, how you offer yourself to the world. That is what you get back. So if you put yourself out there and say, oh, me, I'm the 20 CDs type of organist, that's what you get. If you put yourself there and say, look, I deserve this amount of money because this is my standard, then you will get what you also are requesting for. So it means that if they say, oh, like for instance, I get a church and I say, okay, I'll charge 5,000 CDs. And then somebody says, oh, she's too expensive. And somebody comes and says, oh, that's for me, I'll take 500. I mean, it shows the caliber of person you are. It shows what you are. So it's, for me, you would create that opportunity for yourself that would make you earn more or less. See? Right. So I always tell them that don't listen to people saying that, oh, our forefathers were poor musicians. It is because at the time they didn't take the music business seriously. They were so excited when they had people following them. They were excited about performing all the time, forgetting that they had to live and to enjoy life in the future.
Thank you.
But another challenge too is that they also made money, but they were squandering the money.
Blowing money.
They felt that, oh, every day, as a musician, the great thing is that every day you earn money. Every day. So if you are not careful, you end up with nothing.
That's right.
Because you think that, oh, after all, tomorrow I have
Another
a gig.
money will come.
Oh, tomorrow I have it. So you would not think of saving.
Yeah. So even before we conclude, Madam Sita is giving you free advice. This is 101 advice, and it's for free. I think, Madam, you need to deepen this advice again. Musicians, she says that musicians always find money. They know how to get money, or they think that money will always come. So they don't plan, they don't think that it's tomorrow.
Yes.
Because they think that today some gig will come. And we start living big quite early.
Yes,
and they
that's the
affect
thing.
everything
That's
we
the
do.
thing. That's the thing.
Madam, we need this advice. Maybe let me give you a religious gown to sound this alarm to musicians. Not for women.
Not
As
for women only.
They are even lucky. Women have some protection. I mean, they are married. So they are okay. But a general advice to all musicians, my sister, let it go.
Yes, I mean, even as a woman, even if you are married, don't leave all the burden on your husband.
Hallelujah.
And don't leave everything to your husband to do for you as a woman. I mean, you have to give yourself a little, dignity, a little respect.
That's right.
You should be able to earn something for yourself. And please, musicians, don't chip in yourself. It is very important. If you go and they say, oh, you say I want 1,000, they say I'll give you 20. You say, no, this is my worth. Stick by it. Don't let them give you any less. And please, remember that whatever you earn, even if it is 50 cedis today, make sure you save part of that money, because who knows tomorrow? Save that money and make sure that as you save, you are going to do something very profitable with it in the future. So please make sure that whatever you are earning today, you are saving some of it. Even if not for anything. I met this financial advisor who said, whatever you are not expecting, the monies that you are not expecting, don't spend them. Save them. Because when you go and play gigs, you have people giving you, gifts in the form of money. Don't spend those monies. They are very, very, very necessary. Save them. And then whatever you earn, make sure that at least 10% you put it down. If it's for tithe or church, if it's not tithe, you keep it for corporate social responsibilities, And then the 20%, you keep that for yourself. You save that. Then the rest is for you to spend on electricity, water, and all those things. So those monies, you see that in the future, you can fall back on them. Yes. Thank you.
I'm quiet because I think the woman is doing the work of God here. And for all of us, we have to take something out of it. Musicians, we need to be serious. We need to think about our lives. It's not correct for us to be well-known, popular, do all the gigs, and then come back talking about being broke and all those things. It doesn't encourage the younger ones who want to take up this profession.
Yes.
So we need to live well. There should be examples.
Yes.
There should be examples so that when someone thinks that I want my child to go to Winneba to study, because I've seen Madam Sita, because I've seen this man.
Yes.
There should be examples.
Yes.
So let's be good examples.
Exactly.
Madam Sita, my other question about women in professional music. People argue that women don't take music serious because they are less gifted. Is it true?
No, I disagree totally. I mean, there are great singers and there are great women out there who also can write good music. And the other thing is that they are not exposed well. So you see that the women, some of them are shy to stand in front of a choir or something to conduct. but they have the talent. I don't think there are women who are gifted are less or they are less gifted. No.
So you think what men can do, women can do better?
Oh, I won't say women can do better, but I'll say that women can do also.
Do it also.
Yes. But it's not everything that we can do, though. I have to be frank about that.
Right.
But I mean, the things, once a man can go to the hospital and is a doctor, can perform a surgery, a woman can also do the same. And I mean, we have women doing it. So what is the difference in women also trying to catch up with men in music? You see, so for me, I don't believe that they are less talented or they are, no, I don't.
So you believe that God has gifted all people equally?
Everybody. Once God creates you and brings you on this earth, it means God has a purpose for you. And so definitely he would have a gift that he has given to you. Perhaps you have not had the ability to explore or the avenue to explore it or the platform where you should explore that talent. Or you yourself probably, or the environment in which you find yourself doesn't help bring out that talent.
That's right.
So I think that what we should do is that we should try and sensitize our women out there, especially our young females. I mean, there's Ntia Mensah, is it? Theodora. At
Dr. Theodora.
Yes, in music. I mean, she's doing
an all-round musician,
I tell you. And then we have Madame Kokui.
Oh yes,
who has a very beautiful voice, and she's doing good. And we also have this lady, what's her name, Mairami, who is actually a doctor in therapy, music therapy. So it means that it's not true that they don't have the talent.
And we have you. We have you. Let me mention you. You have been here for a long, long time. Yes. And we are so proud of you. Zita.
Thank you. Thank you.
We pride ourselves doing you.
Thank you.
And please finish up.
And then, with my all-female band, for instance, if you go on YouTube, you'd see them, the Lipstick Queens GH. You see all women playing the lead guitar, playing the bass guitar, playing the drum set, and playing the percussions.
The percussionist.
So, I mean, there is no, I don't know.
There's no limitation.
There's no limitation. It's there. You just have to find yourself in it, put yourself in it, and explore yourself. And then you see that you have the talent. Sometimes, even if God hasn't given you that talent, you can work at it. And then
that's right.
You can get there as well.
That's right.
Yes.
So we'll go for a short break, and we'll come back for the concluding part of our conversation with Madam Sita. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You make me wanna rearrange the alphabet so I could put you next to letter I. Take my heart, baby, carry go. If you leave me, baby, I will die. It's in the only season, a couple of things you not do, you're seriously. This is what that's for, seriously. I can't do who wants to be in chili. We give me the brody, golden tree chocolate, make chocolate, which I never did. My own, next time I did chase, I'm get no money bill. My own, soon I want back when she thought I did grind for my game. My own, like the air I did feel up for everywhere I may go. My own, see the money, baby, can't jump on for me. And then we say, what kind of what's up, baby? What's up, baby? All of my yellow, you got a bed shot. Girl, what time if I carry you? Champagne and now we see Malibu. And I did not even just for two. Me all now done it. My own. Next time I did chase, I met no money day. My own. See my heart So I dey grind for my baby, my own. Like the air, I dey feel am from everywhere I dey go. My own. She the money, baby, come check on for me. The tune as soon as you take it. A cup of fruity chill, I lay a so this is the mood that's why I'm ready who wants to me need a chili. It really brody, golden tree chocolate, make child only, each and every day.
So you all watch this video, and it's just a confirmation of the statement: what men can do, women can do better. Lipstick Band, fantastic. Please follow them. Go to YouTube. Go to all the social media networks. You'll find them. Engage them. Call them for gigs and other things. You would love them. And so we are back to our conversation, the final part of our conversation. I still have with you Mrs. Sita Colley Afriye. One question I want to ask you is that, are men bullying women in the performing art space? Do you think men try to push you down, make sure that you don't succeed? Or it's just natural that women are not allowed in that performance state?
Well, I haven't really had any experience of bullying, so I would not be in the best position to say whether they are bullying or not. But what I can say is that so far, the men musicians that I know have rather encouraged me.
Clap for all men, clap for all men.
And have also encouraged, we, especially the band, to the point that when they are also having their programs, they try to bring us on to also perform on their shows.
That's good.
So I think that they've rather been of support.
That's good.
With the little that I know.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So I believe that the situation about women in music has changed. We have more women. Do we have more women practicing music?
Yes, I think that we have more women, but I believe that we can have much more women in the music industry, because when you compare it to the male in the music industry, is not up to, if let's say the men are about a 10, the women are maybe like a 5. So we need to rise up and get to, maybe like 8, 9, because women are more in the world than men. So we should be able to catch up as quickly as possible.
Have you enjoyed some benefits as a woman that you think that if you were to be a man, you wouldn't have enjoyed? Have you gone for some interview you think that maybe, perhaps I got a job because I was a woman?
Well, I would say that yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, in the sense that because I was a woman, even though there were men in the interview as well, I got a little more advantage over them, because it's a space of men and there's one woman in there fighting with the men.
Doing things right.
But then I also will say that no, because I feel that I stood a better chance, not because I was just a woman, but I perhaps performed much better because I knew the caliber of men that were, also vying for that position. So I went fully prepared and I made sure that I delivered properly, so that they would say that, oh, okay, because she's a woman, that's why she had that. No. So I performed much better than the men that came, I would say. So, yes, because I was a woman, but also I also believe that I always tell my girls that don't tell yourself that, oh, because we are women, even if we are not playing so well, because we are women, we'll definitely get the chance.
That's right.
But because we're women, we should say that we are going to do better we would up our game so that people will know. I actually personally don't like the statement where they say, oh, she's a female keyboardist, oh, she's a female this, oh, she does, because I want to be a musician and simply that.
Yeah.
No adjectives describing my, profession.
She's a musician, and that is a fact. She's not a lady musician, a lady keyboardist. She qualifies to be a professional musician. So address them as they do their work. Don't how do you call it?
Don't
call it.
Yes, don't put adjectives to their profession.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Madam Sita, your final word to women out there who want to be professional musicians, who are scared to be, and also with the fact that combining family life and other things, I know women are expected to do a lot. What is your final word to all of them?
All right. So first of all, I would say that my first advice to you women, if you are getting married, get married to a man who understands what you are doing, who is going to support you fully in your profession, because it really matters. Mm-hmm. If the man doesn't support you, trust me, you will not be able to pursue your profession as far as you want to. Secondly, I'd say that if you are shy, start with your church. Start from your church. If you go to church, the choir master is busy playing the organ, try and, help him by teaching some of the songs, or stand in front of the choir and start conducting. You can speak to your choir master. Oh, I really enjoy conducting. Could you give me the chance, maybe 2 hymns a Sunday? And you see that gradually it will start from there. I mean, when I started conducting, it was funny because all my life, everybody had known me as a keyboardist, pianist, organist.
Yeah.
So when I started, people would like, oh, what's she doing? I was like, I don't care. But because I believed in what I really wanted. So I'll go home, put a mirror, start practicing, conducting. And today is like magic. When I stand in front of the choir and I conduct, everybody thinks I've done that over the years. But trust me, it's just with practice, dedication, commitment, the passion you have for what you really want to achieve. So, my dear women, please don't relent, don't feel shy, go for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Sita. This has been a wonderful session with you. We have learnt a lot. Personally, I've learnt a lot myself, and I am sure those watching have also learnt so much from your experience. It's been wonderful having you.
Thank you.
And I know you enjoyed it. This Madam, Mrs. Sita Colley Afriye, she's currently the band leader of the Lipstick Queens. Please look out for them. And I'm sure she'll be back. We'll meet on a grander scale and discuss other things.
Sure.
Madam Sita, thank you. Thank you so much
You're
for having
welcome.
you. Thank you. I know you'll come back. And God bless you. We'll meet again. Wish you let no one intimidate you.
Not
you are
at all.
blessed. You are blessed. You have always been blessed.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
So people will be back after this short break. By the Gramophone Chorus, Ghana. If you don't know what is about to happen, I am going to give you this free information. The Gramophone Chorus, which you have to definitely follow, like, and share their pages. Go to YouTube, Facebook, you'll find them there, learn much about them. But something spectacular is going to happen this weekend. Gramophone Chorus is 10 years old, 10 good years of ministry. And I'm here today with Nana Kwesi Riverson, the ever popular smiling Riverson. Riverson is, please, your portfolio. Your
okay, so I'm Nana Kwesi Riverson, yes, and the operations manager with the committee for the 10th anniversary. Yes, so everything that is happening, I'm the one behind pulling all the strings together.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome to Music Time with Varrick. We have seen a lot happening on social media and traditional media from the gramophone.
Yeah.
Before I say anything about it, throw more light on it for us. I know the choir is 10 years, 10 years of wonderful ministration. Congratulations.
Thank you, James. Right, on this Sunday, we are going to have one of our main program for our anniversary. So we have two major programs. This Sunday is the one that we have termed it History. So History is a collection of oratorios that we are trying to run through the Bible. So from Genesis to Revelation. So we've taken excerpts from certain oratorio books, just two, but there will be a spoken word that will bridge all the pieces together, that will get to the essence of we running through from Genesis to Revelation. So that's the picture we'll try to paint on Sunday. The regular ticket goes for 100 cedis and the VIP goes for 200 Ghana cedis. The VIP comes with a special package, and the regular, yes, it's also 100 cedis. I mean, right now the ticket is fast selling, but when you get to the entrance, I'm sure you definitely get a ticket. Come to the AICC, Accra International Conference Center. Exactly 4 o'clock is the time that we are starting. You definitely get a ticket. Thank you very much.
This very Sunday, the 7th of April, 4 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center, 4 p.m. You'll find ticket at the gate. But if you want to purchase before you get there, I think it's advisable. How do we do that? Any hotline or online?
Yes, let me quickly check there.
So it's the Gramophone Chorus at 10. And on Sunday, on the 7th of April, we are doing History. Except from oratorios. It's going to be wonderful. You have to be there. He's going to tell us the hotline, and then we expect all of you to be there to support the Gramophone Chorus, enjoy the administration.
All right, so to purchase a ticket, you can dial this short code *447 *2444 hash, *447 *2444 hash. Yes, or you can call me on 0543 600 535, 0543 600 535 to get a ticket. Thank you very much.
Please get your ticket, but at least if you don't find it, come to the gate and let's celebrate with the Gramophone Chorus. It's going to be a wonderful time. welcome back from the break. I told you today's episode is going to be wonderful. And I am ably sandwiched by two women, two lovely, great women. To my left, I don't know which one Jesus said will follow him to paradise. But to my left is a lovely, fabulous Kokui.
Yes, director.
Salome Hansen, Mrs.
Oh.
You know,
Please,
just have to-
Kokui is fine. Just
If you
Kokui.
want to know much about her, if you don't know yet, Google about her.
Oh.
She's a TV presenter. She's an opera singer. She's a voice coach. She's a friend. She's a wonderful woman. Cookie, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you. To my right, I am sure this is the one who was threatening Jesus and saying all those things.
Why?
It's not you.
Why am I the violent one?
Can you imagine? Why?
Ever popular Amanda.
Ever popular. The finest. The finest. The finest girl.
Hello.
So,
Good to see you again.
good to see you too. Let's spend a short time discussing
Okay.
something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
In our part of the world, we don't have a lot of composers, organists, conductors who are women, professional musicians. What is the problem? Historical expectation of women or economic? This is a professional woman. This is a lay woman.
Oh,
A lay woman pretending to be professional. So
Hey, I'm a professional.
she's a professional. She's a professional.
she's a professional banker and
And musician.
professional. Okay, so Madam Kofi.
Yes, Maestro Ama. I'm not sure if I can answer the question from any standpoint of authority, but I can only speculate maybe and surmise that there are several factors that could account for the lack of female presence in the music scene, particularly the art music scene. Well, I guess even in contemporary music, right? But for art music, already in our parts of the world, it's still a genre that many people don't really understand. And it's the kind of genre that involves so much commitment and dedication in order for you to really hone it as a craft, that you can automatically start to see some of the reasons why it will be difficult for women to enter into the art music scene, whether as a composer or as a performer or, someone who practices an instrument or performs on an instrument. I came into art music almost by accident, by divine intervention. And it happened to me outside Ghana. It wasn't something I would have ever thought of pursuing as a career. I think had I stayed here for my tertiary education, it just so happened I went outside. At Spelman College, that's where this all kind of came to being. And coming back home, to be honest, one of the things I thought was, am I going to practice as a musician here? Ghana isn't exactly opera city or opera country. So what do I do with training as a classical singer, an opera singer? It's taken a long time for me to even visualize this as a career. And it's people like you, everybody knows Michael. You are the ones who really have tuned my mind to that listen, yes, I've done media for a long time, but my true profession is music. And that's what I have my qualifications in. So do something with it. And it might be niche, but there is a whole team of people and an audience for it, but it's still very niche. Now, I think in general, women, it took a long time for women to be accepted, even in the workplace, not to speak of positions of authority. And, if getting women into the world of work in itself took so long, and even today, there are people who still feel that a woman shouldn't place her career before other things, and career is kind of secondary. Then you have a profession like music, which some people don't even see as a profession at all. So as a woman, if you're going into a career or a profession, how do you even say that you're going into a music profession when people don't even recognize it as a career? Most women would go for something that they perceive to be more respectable or acceptable, because music is seen as a hobby.
Wow.
Or, it's a talent you have.
Ask you,
If
you don't see it as a profession, then how do you see it?
A hobby. It's a talent she has. Oh, she sings. She has a nice voice.
Her mother was a choir
Oh,
star.
so, yeah. Do you understand? Oh, she has a nice voice. Oh, she has a.
From the home.
It comes from the home.
But it's not. And I mean, part of that is because a lot of people struggle to make a career out. I mean, a lucrative career out of music or the arts. So, you can debate as to whether or not those perceptions are justified. I don't think they're justified. I think more people should pay attention to the arts. Then we'll be able to reap the benefits of it, and people can see how lucrative it can be to be in the arts. And we actually need the arts. But I think those are some of the reasons why it's been hard for women to choose it as a career. Also because it's extremely demanding on your time. If you're a woman who is expected to do certain things, especially with the biological clock ticking, then how do you spend time rehearsing? How do you spend time? Sometimes I go for all-night rehearsals. How do you do that? How many people can leave, whether it's their family or whatever they're doing, to stay in a studio all day, to have to, remove themselves from certain situations so they can focus on practicing this or rehearsing that or being with the band or having to travel. Harmonious Chorale has gigs all the time. You're always having to, we've got a gig here today, there tomorrow, we're traveling here tomorrow. That's right. How many people can really manage all of that in the context of their life, their family, their career? It's difficult. That's right. It's difficult. And because of the lack of remuneration or what is perceived to be, you don't make much, most people will have to have something in addition to their music, which also makes it hard to juggle. And at some point you may decide, I have to stick with the other thing because that's what feeds me, even though my passion is music. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't want to talk anymore. It's a lot.
Before I get too private with you, Amanda, what do you think?
Well, I totally agree with what Kokwi just said. For me, I think that when you go back in time, women were discouraged from doing technical things. Much technical things were aligned to men. So you have more men going into engineering, construction, whatever was hard work, like physical, manual, with hands, were attributed to men. And then the women were to take on business administration, those polished jobs, lawyers, non-technical stuff. So now more than ever, it is now that women have realized I'm a woman, but I can do the so-called technical things if I want to, if I wish to. And then again, going to the biological side of womanhood, you can do so much until a certain age, and then a certain kind of different life steps in, and you have to put a certain passion on hold. For a man, you can always go through it. You can go through it, be a musician, be whatever you want to do continuously. But as a woman, when it gets somewhere, you have to, for the next 5-10 years, you have to pause on those things that you consider as hobbies. Like if you're a musician, and the kind of, how are you going to explain to a support that, please watch over my kid, let me travel to Kumasi and go and play the piano in Kumasi? Everybody's like, are you serious? You're putting ordinary piano playing ahead of raising your children.
You see?
Then you are considered not a serious person. So
exactly.
By the time you are able to conquer the 10 years and add it to, let's say, your 30 years, now we're the 40, your voice is already another thing. You can't come back to sing those notes that you used to sing. You may not even have time to practice more on the keyboard. You won't have time to be with the choir anymore and all those things. So as a woman, it's really, really, really difficult juggling all these things. And especially if you are a woman like Kokwi, a woman like Amanda, who wants to do everything that she wants to do and still be active in the family, then you're going to go crazy. Then you have the whole world looking at you and being like, you are not serious, because they've seen this side of you, but they've not seen how much more when you get home at night, you sit your children down, you still have time to spend with the family, so that in the morning you can get up and dress up and go and sing at a funeral or something like that. To the world, they are seeing this part of you. So the critics are coming at you. Won't you just sit down and raise your family and concentrate on this? But as a woman, you can do it. You can do this if you plan. I always say you have to plan. So technicalities and all those things are involved. That's why, if they will talk about me, let me sit somewhere and let the men do those kind of hard work.
That's right. I think in the past too, the world was not very advanced. So
our side of the world.
Yes, outside. So even people ask, why don't we hear women in when we watch this concert party and all those things? We had men playing the roles of women. Because these people travel for so long. They could be on a trip for 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
And so if, for instance, a woman had to have a monthly period and all those things, how would they cope with being
Because you're on the road.
You're on the road. And being on the road glass, traveling.
You've made a good point. Because when you think about people like the Mami Dokunos and the Grace Nortes of the day, and look at people like the Freda Mugis, even the Ajololos, like they are still, you still see them in the system once in a while, but you see our senior citizen women who are in the arts, they fall back a lot earlier. And they've got so much still to give, but family, there's always this expectation on the woman that she has to step back from her career, but they never put that expectation on the men.
No.
The man, two people can have a child, you're in the arts, the woman will be the one who's expected to take a step back, whether she's more talented or not. They'll let the man, it's okay, he can go ahead, he can travel, he can do the rehearsals, he can go and do the performances, but you have to stay and look after the children. And it's always been that way. It's a societal construct. I personally believe that it's about time things change. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that at all.
Because by the time she's back from these responsibilities, the art music, nothing, so whatever thing she was actively involved in, she started. Or has become rusty because of the break in the time. But the man is
he's still in there.
Can just go, come home, be a
yes, the kids will be there.
Still go.
Mom is there looking after them. He can still go. Nobody will question anything.
You, though.
Not at all. Not at all. We're just stating the reality of the situation. That's the reality. There are so many women out there who are gifted, who are talented, who just because of that societal construct haven't been able to pursue their talent to its full potential. That's it.
This is now wow. And my earlier conversation with Misita, she also mentioned that as men go through, for instance, looking for a job, you have to pay. Sometimes you need to pay some bribe. Someone will want other things. Women also sometimes go through this. Is that a case? That that's the fear for which some women do not want to even try the arts, looking for roles. Someone said that if you want, I can only give you a role when you do this, when you do this.
Yeah.
Does it happen?
I think,
I mean,
there's no secret that allegedly there's the casting couch. And that particularly when there's a man or there are men who hold your destiny, so to speak, or who are the ones who can give you an opportunity. We've heard of these instances where people have gone for auditions or they've gone in search of these opportunities and they're asked to either sleep with somebody or something of that nature. What I firmly believe is that your talent, your ability to deliver will always speak more than anything. Yes. If somebody knows what you're capable of and they know what you can do, they will hire you.
And the way you carry yourself.
They will hire you. If you've got what they're looking for, they will hire you. It's a different situation if they feel this is not somebody who really, and that's not to slight anyone, but if you're a young woman out there and you genuinely have a good talent and you're gifted and you've got something that is marketable and bankable, you don't have to give anything of yourself. That talent will be recognized. You can't argue with results and delivery. If the person has a voice, they have a voice. If the person can play the instrument very well, they can play it very well. The opportunity will come. It may not be that particular guy. Sometimes you just have to say, I'm walking away in order to wait for something better to come. And it can be difficult, especially when, for lack of a better word, you're hungry. You need something to survive on. You need opportunities to give you exposure. When you're starting out, a lot of these things come along. But thank the Lord, in this day and age, there's something called social media. If there's someone who's not willing to give you that opportunity, give yourself the opportunity. Put your stuff out there. You never know. You can employ yourself. You never know who will see it. It just might be that one day where somebody sees you and says, here's a young woman doing this. And because there are so few of us, when people see young women who have that talent, they're intrigued. And they want to know more and learn more and give opportunities. So I think for young women, this issue of the casting couch, I know it's difficult. I know it can be tough to resist some of these things, but bet on yourself always. Bet on yourself, bet on your talent. And once you have the talent and the gift, you will be seen. eventually you'll be seen.
There are men who also say that they go for interviews, or I mean, music, they go for interviews with women. They play their heart out. They play all that they have to do. Oh, come and play something. This one. And they'll
It's
give
the godly advantage.
What you mean affirmative action?
What?
Oh, what?
Do you think that people give women advantage over the men
No.
when they don't even beat the men
Oh,
in the practice?
for that I can't speak to that. I don't know. But what I will say is,
We should
if
flip
there's
the question and ask you.
yeah,
you're
because
on the other side.
you listen to auditions a lot and all
Yes.
that. But I think if there's a man and a woman with equal talent, there are very few women. So if the talent is comparable, and the selection is based on merit, give a woman a chance.
But sometimes
Because
they
a woman
may
can
not
do
even be equal.
the woman can do even more.
So you're saying the talent is not up to par?
Yes, sometimes.
Oh no, I believe in merit.
Yeah.
I believe in merit. I believe you should be competitive. There's a place for affirmative action, as in quotas, to give people a chance. But I think we do ourselves a disservice when we give people a chance and they don't meet the grade. Because then you're not advancing really any agenda. Then there's this perception, oh, but she only got it because she's not even that good. Find the person who meets the grade, who even exceeds it. Give that person a chance to inspire others to also level up. Do you understand?
But
Yeah.
on the flip side, do you also, I mean, have you ever been to an interview or something, an audition or something, where the panel would say, okay, for what we are looking for this particular set, you don't really qualify as against James. But we think that if we give you this opportunity, we can tweak it such that you do other things, just because they think women are a bit more, flexible when it comes to movement around.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If that selection criteria works, then it works. Maybe somebody can see something inside of you. If we're talking in a musical context, and again you're comparing gift or talent or whatever, I think it should be comparable. That's not to say people cannot be trained. They can.
Sure.
They can. But I do believe on merit. But work ethic is also important.
So men, we have no advantage.
What do you mean you have no
you mean you have
advantage?
no
The whole
advantage?
system is men.
No.
The whole system is men. It's male dominated.
My fellow man is there. He sees nothing. He's like he's very hard on me.
Oh,
Why?
What
really? Are you
Why,
sure?
James? No.
I don't
think
believe
so.
this.
No, I don't believe it either. I do not.
No. Men look out for each other. No,
They
no.
do.
No,
Yes.
and again, it's a male-dominated
I
industry,
hope
so you're
whoever
more
is on the
likely
panel
to
is
have more
looking
men.
for somebody talented, and not just because you're a man, he's being extra hard on you or something
Yeah.
like that. No, I don't
I
think
have
so.
nothing to give.
But your talent is there to speak for you.
Exactly.
James. Your talent is there to
Once
speak for you.
once the talent is solid, you will get the opportunity.
Ah.
It might not. Maybe that particular opportunity isn't yours. Maybe there's something better.
Hell.
I rather think that as a woman you have to do so much.
Yeah.
When you are, for instance, auditioning with male musicians, for instance, because
Come with your A game.
you have to be on top of your game.
Come with
because
your
you have
A
to be- The fact that you're a woman behind the organ is already.
Yes.
People are looking at you with a side eye. Like,
So come in and
who is
prove
she?
them wrong. Show them what you can do.
Yes, because in their minds, that machine is a man's
Exactly.
machine. So when they see Sita seated behind it, first time the person is like, wait, so until they hear
Until
her,
they- yes.
and then they lower whatever expectations that they have, and then come to the level of the merit itself. So by the time they come from the 150% to the 100%, the man already has 200%. Already. That is a male machine.
James, you're not convinced.
And
I'm
even when it comes
convinced.
to
I'm
when it comes
learning.
to maybe Kokwi can attest that when it comes to charging for certain services, for instance, a man can say, "I'm taking 10,000 for
Listen,
this."
No,
and he
but
won't
the
even
men
he won't even
speak
think
and
twice.
people
But if
would
a
rather
woman
challenge.
comes, no,
But
No.
then
a woman,
Kofi
no,
said-
James,
Nope.
no,
That is nope.
no.
It's
If
the
a woman
opposite.
comes and says,
Right.
"I'm charging
Yes.
10,000," somebody can boldly open your mouth and say, "Now what about so many 10,000?"
It's the
It's the same with
opposite.
the men.
No.
No, James, no.
The men will confidently and boldly say
Yes.
20K and nobody will question.
Nobody will question it.
The woman says that, oh, you have to come down. Oh, blah, blah. I'm telling you this from experience.
She can
I've had
attest to
people
that.
tell me, oh, we want a male MC to do
Yeah.
this. Oh, and meanwhile, the work is nothing, there's
It's
nothing
not-
special about what's
nothing
the,
special.
or male colleagues who go behind your back to take the gigs
Yes.
from you because they know that, oh, this gig is coming up, it's a big one. Oh, they've given it to Kukui or they've given it to Anita, they've given it to Nanaba. No, let me go and talk to whoever I know and try to get, they do it. These are your men, your fellow men.
Your people.
They do this because they feel
Your gender.
entitled to do it because the system favors and it's dominated by men.
Shame upon them. It's been wonderful. I think I would want to ask, has the situation, I mean, are there women interested now in practicing music?
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
Do
Absolutely.
you think the future is big and we should encourage more women into it?
I think we should, but I also think the system itself needs to be encouraged for both men and women. You don't want to put yourself, and you see, women, we're very particular about where we put ourselves. And it's difficult to put yourself in a system that is dysfunctional. Dysfunctional meaning there's really no standard for how much remuneration there is, the expectations on you, security in your work, as far as knowing that you can survive on this, and even if you need to take a bit of a break to take care of personal things or family life, you can still come back and enjoy the same level that you left. All of those things play on our minds. So if we have a system that is well structured, where the remuneration is commensurate with your skill, where there's consistency in that remuneration, where you don't feel like it's dog eat dog and everybody's trying to outdo each other and sabotage each other. If we have a system that is well structured, well run, and we have a unified approach to growing the system, it'll be more attractive to people. There are so many young women out there who would love to have a career in this business that we're in, and we need them to come into it. So it's up to us to set a system that is attractive and that is beneficial to them, and that doesn't repel them and turn them away, So we've got a lot of work to do. Maybe we have to sacrifice for the next generation.
Thank you. You have to take advance. Say when we get to heaven, then we'll take our salary, but advances here. So we'll take it there.
Oh no, my
Okay.
God.
We'll find out.
Well, Kofi has said everything. Again, in impacting into the next generation, we should be able to support them,
Yes.
show them the correct way to do certain things. Because this current generation wants everything done quickly.
You see, you.
Everything, sharp, 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 sharp.
Yeah. And art music is not sharp, sharp, sharp.
No. It can't be sharp,
It
sharp.
takes years.
Because even if you do sharp, sharp for now, you can only train for about a year or two, and then you're done, and then you don't know what else to do. So we have to support them emotionally too, to tell them that this is not a 2x4 job. It's hard.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so difficult
Yes.
being a professional musician.
Musician.
As a woman. So we have to tell them the truth of the thing. So once you know the value of what you hold, the value of your talents, the value of what you think you can do and everything, nobody can intimidate you or bring you down. You know your value, and then you make it known to everybody. Everybody sees your worth, your value, and your talent, and then you develop it along the way. You can have mentors, learn from people, so that you can also build yourself up and be a very significant person in this male-dominated industry. He doesn't like it.
I know, right?
I
James.
like it. I'm very interested, and I think I hated seeing women struggling in the same act. So I think preparation and what they think about, they should be well prepared. They should know the dangers in it. They should know the advantages, and they should prepare themselves.
And they need support.
They need support. That's right. Please, you out there, next time when you're employing a woman, be soft and be encouraging on them.
Why should I be soft?
No, exactly. It's not about being soft, but it's about giving the opportunity.
Thank you.
Level
Yes.
ground. For
Level
playing.
ground. That's it.
Thank you. So, thank you for being with us. It's been wonderful with these two great women. I am sure we'll come back to other things later on.
Probably.
It's been wonderful having them on the show. We'll come back. So, keep watching. This is where we draw the curtains on Music Time with Varrick. It's been a wonderful time. Please, let's meet next week, Monday at 8 p.m. For more discussions. I am out of here. Hello, friends. I am specially inviting you to join me every Monday at 8 p.m. for Music Time with Varrick. It's going to be a very discussive program with my friends as we delve straightly into music and creative arts, discussing everything that there is to discuss. It will be a wonderful show. I want you to be part of it. Join me. Let's talk, let's discuss and see the progress of our industry. It's going to be a wonderful show. your favorite stars, your favorite musicians. They'll all be on the show. It's going to be a wonderful time. So don't forget, every Monday at 8 p.m. Ghana time, you can tune in on Facebook, Varrick JVA, and also on YouTube, Varrick TV. It's going to be wonderful. Join me. Thank you.